guys, welcome back to my channel Loved Happy, where it is my desire for you guys to feel loved, encouraged, built up, and to give you practical tips to be your best self and live your best life because you are worth it. Today I'm going to be sharing with you this picture that the Lord gave me a few months ago that I really enjoyed, and I thought that you might enjoy it as well. God has always used a lot of metaphors and analogies to speak to me. My mind really works that way, and I feel like I'm always getting pictures from Him about how things relate to one another. So I just wanted to share with you this particular metaphor or analogy that He shared with me. What it has to do with is how God created us and kind of just our purpose here on this earth, and I just thought it was really beautiful. I really hope that this picture encourages you and kind of opens your mind up to your purpose and how God made you. So the whole idea is that God created us, obviously we're people, but in the picture we are lanterns. And we are all completely unique and beautiful. And He crafted us all like that. And what He intended us to do was simply to house Him, to house His presence and His light. And when we accept Him, it's like, you know, He lights us up. We are all such unique individuals, and I just imagine all these different cutouts on the lantern, and we all shine and express parts of God in totally different ways because we are unique. So you and I each have our own unique ability to express God and to reveal God to this world. And just in that, I just love that picture. It's so beautiful. There are ways that you can show parts of the Lord and His heart just by being you that I can't, because you are your own unique little lantern that was crafted with all these different intricate details, and you have your own story and everything like that. The thing is, in this picture, is a lot of us don't know that that's what we are made for. So we find ourselves here on this earth and we just feel empty. If we don't have God in us, we feel really empty, and it's painful and it's really hard. So what we do is we put things in ourselves. We put stuff in ourselves. We put unhealthy relationships in our life, and we just shove ourselves full with things that don't belong there at all. You know, it's like putting crayons in your shoe or scrambled eggs in a jewelry box. It's not what it was made for. We were made to house His presence and His light. And it doesn't feel right to us. It feels off, and it almost just makes us more aware of our emptiness because we know that that is not what we're made for, and we don't feel satisfied. We don't feel like we have connected with our true purpose because we haven't until we embody Him, until we house Him. And the thing with that too is that as a lantern, how can you possibly exude Him if you have all this other stuff in you? And I feel like even those of you who know the Lord and have accepted Him, we still put other stuff in ourselves. And not only that, we have stuff from our past, maybe before the Lord, that we put in ourselves that doesn't get cleaned out. So what happens then is that it blocks His light from shining outside of us and being expressed correctly, and our light is just dimmed and muddled, and it's just not as it was intended to be. And I feel like many of us actually go on to live our whole lives like that. We're not ever cleaned out fully by the Lord, and we don't allow Him to do that. We don't allow Him to come into our hearts and into our lives and clean those things out, because maybe we have some attachments to some of those things because they've been part of us for so long. Maybe it's unhealthy behavior or ways of thinking. We just don't feel ready to part with them. Unfortunately, that robs us from living out life as it has been intended for us, and it robs the world of seeing a very unique part of God that can only be expressed through you and I, because we, again, are all individuals. But I truly believe that it is God's purest intent and desire to come into our hearts, into our lives, and to clean up those things that are just residue on our hearts that's weighing us down and making us feel heavy or depressed or lost or just weighed down by baggage. And it's really a process of us letting Him into that. Those things aren't things that He is going to force Himself into. God is so kind and so gentle, and He has graciously given us free will, which has caused many of us to reject Him altogether and not want anything to do with Him. But because of that, we are left suffering. But my point is, we have a choice. We have to willfully come to Him and accept Him and allow Him to heal those things, and we have to seek Him out to do that, because He's right there. He's always right there and present for us and wanting to do those things, but it's just a matter of our will aligning with His. And that's when the magic happens, is when our will aligns with the will of the Lord, and we can separate from those fleshly desires to protect ourselves or guard our hearts. And when we allow Him to do that, it's beautiful though. He's so gracious and gentle, and He will clean those things out, and it might feel uncomfortable because no one's touched those places of your heart before, or those parts of you have never seen the light of day, but God is not afraid of those things. You know, He knows you as He created you, as this beautiful, unique, special lantern person that you are. And those things that we put in ourselves that make us want to hide from God, God knows that that's not us. We often want to define ourselves by that. We often want to define ourselves by that, or hold on to shame because we think that choices that we've made or things that we have clung on to in this life have defined us or somehow altered our value. But God knows exactly who you are, and you have such incredible value that cannot be tainted by that. And the thing is, we all need to be cleaned out. The treasure that you are and the value that you inherently have has never been lost and can never be changed. It's just a matter of, are you going to be a beautiful treasure and artifact buried in a basement and covered in dust and grime, or are you going to allow him to pick you out of the basement, to kindly and gently restore you, to place you somewhere incredible in this life where your beauty can be shown and revealed to this world and God can be expressed through you. Anyways, guys, I just thought that was so beautiful and I just love that picture. I really wanted to share it with you guys. I would love to know if this spoke to you in some way, or if you have any ideas or any kind of wisdom on how to expand this analogy or have any little things to add on to it. God loves you and you are such a treasure to him no matter where you are at in this life. And the most satisfying thing you and I can each ever do in our lives is just let him come into our hearts and just burn away everything else. Him burning in our hearts is just the most beautiful, satisfying, pleasurable, incredible thing. And I just invite you to receive that into your heart as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want more encouraging videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I post new videos each week. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!